No, we don't have any audio on stream.
Oh no.
Oh,
Classic.
players do. I didn't hear you though.
Should we all test?
The appeasement continues.
Oh, there it is.
Now.
There we go.
Okay, you can, yeah, coming through now. Yes. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. So sorry for doing this again. It seems OBS switched my microphone for me, being very helpful. Had some issues with OBS before the stream, so it's probably just part of that. But anyway, thank you. Welcome to The Last of Us 2D20, where we basically took Fallout 2D20 and slapped it right on top of The Last of Us, and this is what you get, which is good times. I hope you're really going to enjoy yourself. This is episode 8 that we're into right here. Last time in episode 7 we had some very intense stuff going on. We're going to cover that in just a minute, but first of all, we're going to talk a little bit about our wonderful cast, starting with Alex.
Hi everyone, I am Alex. I've been a member of Cybernation Uncensored for a little over a year now. You can find me every other Monday right here in this lovely, fungal infested post-apocalypse. You can find me Saturdays. We'll be resuming our team plug and play. And also usually the first Friday of every month, but it's been moved to this coming Friday because of Gen Con, so we want to be able to cover that. It's Talk Nerdy to Me, where me and my co-hosts sit around and talk about, well, all things nerdy. Yeah, today I am stepping back into the severely damaged and downtrodden boots of one Elias Carpenter and his nearly dead dog, Jojo.
Oh yeah. Yeah, nearly dead, unfortunately. But yes, I've heard great things about Gen Con. Looking forward to hearing what comes up from all the stories. Like, everybody that went have come back. Next, we'll talk to Rainey.
Hello, everybody. I'm Rainey. Much like you'll hear Riley say soon, the only place you're going to find me on Cybernation Uncensored is here on the Last of Us 2D20 every other Monday, or every first and third Monday of the month. And I am playing Adam Jazz Cornell. He is struggling after the last session where I nearly died. And to be honest, probably overdue for Adam, but he's still kicking and he's turning it around.
Yes, continues. The fight continues. And Riley.
Hello, everybody. I'm so excited to be back. This is so awesome. I get to lovingly say that I've now been with Cyberpunk or Cybernation, excuse me, for a few months now, thanks to this lovely show. Thanks to Rainey said, the only place you're going to find me is right here, right now, every other Monday, playing the deeply damaged, bloater baiting and bloater blasting Percy Ward.
Yes, one of the best shots in the team, I think. Absolutely taken down some big mean baddies. And the sneaky one themselves, VB Vampire Bites.
Hello, I am Vampire Bites. In addition to here for our The Last of Us themed Fallout 2D20 game where I play Gray, the sneaky scavenger. I also am here Friday nights playing Axel in the Cyberpunk High Riders campaign. And for the next 2 weeks, you can find me on either Okayest DM's YouTube or on This Crits YouTube, doing a beta playtest of the new Sagas TTRPG in a game titled Oops, All GMs, where we're taking turns being the GM. We have 2 more weeks of that. Mine is the final week, so that's been a fun trip.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds fun to
Interesting.
hand off the reins.
Yeah, that's a whole new spin on the shared storytelling experience. So, and I am Brandon Perkins, your humble GM, and I'm really excited for today. The last session was too long ago, and we're all really looking forward to getting just right back into it. At least, if you don't mind me speaking for all of you, that is, I get the impression,
Yeah.
that it's time. It's more than time. It's been too long. So, on that note, a recap of last session. Bloater. There was a huge bloater in a room with a staircase. It had run through the staircase. There was an individual in the room with the bloater as well, that the team handily took out very quickly. But the bloater proved to be an incredible mountain to climb, and we almost lost Jojo. We almost lost Adam. Elias got hit pretty hard too. I think the whole team saw some pretty intense moments, and came out victorious in the end. But it was close. It was not looking good there. It was
Skin of the teeth.
yes, skin of the teeth. That's a good way to put it. So with that, the team ended up resting, getting their HP back after the fight, able to take a little while for some respite, and one of the things that we had talked about after the session that I think we should jump into here is, what did you all dream about? This is something that Rob does a lot in his streams, and I love it. So I think this is something that we could do to kind of get an image of what's going on inside of your heads with all of this that's going on. What did you dream about? So, starting with Gray.
Yeah, you would start with me when I
On the
specifically
spot.
said I hadn't even thought of it.
I am
Yes.
sorry. I just, as soon as I said your name, I remembered you said that. I was just going in order of the windows.
You smell blood in the water.
So Gray, after seeing the events of that combat, where we almost all died again, Gray's flashing back through their life and seeing the initial wave of the infection take out everybody he knew, the raiders attacking and just killing everybody that was left except for Gray. And Gray wandered off on his own and learned how to survive in the harsh post-apocalyptic world. And then finally, Gray managed to hook up with some other survivors and became a smuggler, only to have all of them get wiped out when those freaking brothers set him up for a double deal, and everybody in the party was slaughtered, and Gray managed to get away again. Now Gray has a chance to get his revenge, and we almost get slaughtered again. And so yeah, that's Gray's dreams right now, is just all the loss that Gray has been through.
It's intense.
Oof.
Oof. Elias.
So Elias has only ever had one reoccurring dream, ever since the pivotal moment where he started having it. It is a perpetual feedback loop. Not dissimilar from Gray. It is it is not the mind wandering wild and whimsy, but you are basically sat down in a lone and dusty theater of of your mind's eye, and you're forced to watch that same rapidly fading reel over and over and over again. And it was a winter for Elias, a winter in in the Appalachians. The snow is settled in thick. Things always run slower when you're almost up to your eyeballs in snowdrifts. And so when the going gets tough, the tough gets going, and as the scarcities grow ever more slim, it's not just Elias looking out for him and his dog, but he's looking out for a young boy too. And every single time he has to go out and forage further for trade, for barter, to bag and tag food to put on the table, and to get necessary medicine to keep his boy alive. And that is a slow and arduous degradation of that boy's health. When Elias finally came back, alas, empty-handed, because the smuggler that was meant to meet him and give him what was his payment for services rendered was not there. And it was in that time when that a little too little too late, when he comes home to an empty house, and there's no one living in it, but is that his son had perished due to this was effectively severe hypoglycemia. And he goes and grabs onto the body, and it's like the eyes blur with tears, blinks, and he's back to the start of that memory cycle. And if anyone's awake on watch, Elias is restless, and you see Jojo go and put his lay his head down on Elias's chest. So the trained service dog thing, because man is definitely having a panic attack. He's having this sympathetic storming going on. Until white man's always fucking tired. He has no REM sleep. He maxes out at a good 4 hours of decent rest, and then manages the rest with whatever stimulants are on hand. He finally wakes up and just pulls Jojo up into his chest and just kind of zones until everyone else is awake.
See.
Percy spent the rest that the team took rather lucidly, between being the most well off of the group in terms of how hard he got hit, because he didn't really get hit at all, but also for the sake of wanting to be up the most to take care of the others. He finds himself in this lucid state where the moments that he does slip away when Gray tells him that it's okay to, and that he finds himself peaceful enough or tired enough to let it happen to himself, he remembers and dreams of the lessons that he learned from his father when he was just a young boy with his little brother. Two kids in an apocalypse that is the only thing they've ever known. He remembers shouldering the rifle for the first time, and how he eventually became the one who looked over his brother's teaching for it when he started learning as well. And a lot of it kind of focuses around him, around his baby brother. And fortunately, he doesn't see the face that he saw earlier today, but he does spend the night in remembrance of him.
Yeah. Um, Adam just got really wrecked in that fight, and much like Elias, not not a good sleeper for the most part. But the toll on his body, for better or worse, sends Adam into a pretty deep sleep. And Adam has a pretty regular dream. I feel like he has this pretty often where it starts off really great. Um, he probably falls asleep holding, there's a pick on a necklace around Adam's neck that he always keeps on his person, and you'll see him rub it for good luck or when he's nervous sometimes. And this pick belonged to the bassist of a band he was in years ago before the apocalypse. And this dream is of playing live music. And I don't know if any of you have ever been in a band or played with people, played music with people or anything like that. And when you're just all locked in a moment, you can close your eyes, you know these parts by heart, and you are all riding the wavelength at the exact same time. You can close your eyes and just float, and it's gonna go perfectly. And it's this floating feeling, and it's great. And Adam's whole vision is kind of floaty, and he looks over at, he's playing guitar, there's Serena on bass, there's Sam and Conrad on guitar and drums. And that floating feeling turns into, that weightlessness turns into underwater, turns into drowning. He's looking around, and the stage isn't all of us floating and playing music, it's all of us drowning at the same time. And we all swim for the surface and gasp for air. And when we turn around, Serena isn't there, and she's drowned. And this represents her overdosing when we were younger. We'd all, experimented for fun. We were musicians, that's what you do. And she did too much. Nobody really knows. And Adam didn't take that well, sunk a little deeper, and Sam and Conrad, they kind of played both sides, where they looked after me to make sure I never got too bad, but they were also my dealers. And then the apocalypse came. Well, even before that, to get clean because of Lizzie, Adam went off, joined the military, got clean, came back. The apocalypse happened. Lizzie had left. Lizzie was with Sam now. Adam's life fell apart, and he started doing drugs again. And then the apocalypse happened. And it's funny, listening to Gray's story, obviously Adam doesn't know this, but Gray found a group of people, lost a group of people, found another group of people, lost a group of people. Adam's never found another group of people. He always goes back to the Fishers because they've been with him his whole life, but they've also kept him, basically, they use him, I was money because I bought drugs, and then I came back and I had these new skills. Oh, good, we have somebody who can fix things. We have somebody who can keep our vehicles up. We can have somebody who can do this, and they're under our thumb because if we don't give him drugs, he's coming back anyway. And Adam just snaps up, sweating bullets, cold sweats, and probably dry heaves, throws up, and jittering, shaking, just makes his way over to a bench and just starts fiddling. And he'll craft, busy work, keep his mind off things the rest of the time, whatever his watch is.
I guess a few of you are awake through that last watch, and time comes when it's been a number of hours, and it's pretty well. You're all awake, and nobody's getting back to sleep. Get up. And you have the opportunity to chat now. You have anything that you feel like you need to say to each other? Otherwise, we can continue.
No chance anybody's got any instant coffee, do they? I would commit atrocities for a hot cup of joe. Or even a cold cup. I don't know if I can.
We didn't
No.
run through any break rooms, did we? Damn.
Just expired creamers that have turned into something chewable, probably. Well. Nope. No crying in the milk, I guess.
For a little bit, as everyone is awake and whatnot, you see that Jazz has dunked some rags in alcohol, and he's peeled some off in strips, and basically he's kept one bottle that just has a bunch of strips of alcohol, so if we ever need to bandage ourselves, it's a quick antiseptic and bandage I can make. And one he's just left in a bottle and tied off the top. You can see that makeshift Molotov if need be. He has basically quick cleaned all of the weapons he has on his person, and at one point would look over at Percy and be like, "Hey kid, I owe you more than just a reload, but you're clearly better with these than I am." And he basically like puts a couple of bullets in the chamber of his revolver at him, but just like hands over as many others as he can spare to Percy, and says, "And if you guys want me to take a look," he goes, "and I know this kid's got some skills too, I've seen him at work, we can probably take some time and mod these weapons if we got more big guys or anything coming at us."
Yeah, right. So the shotgun, while tempting, it's ammo certain is not going to last. But I've had this all right with me for a long while, and I could use some TLC if you're willing.
Yeah, mechanically speaking, if we don't mind just stepping out of character for a second, I did write down like a list of potential upgrades for the crafting.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of tried to spread it among all three of you, who are definitely our more offensive people than Jazz. Percy, did you want to upgrade your revolver to a fire rate 2?
No, Percy actually, and he we can role play it a bit as well, was actually going to ask Jazz for some help with maybe making the barrel a bit longer and working on the boring of the rifle so we can get that piercing.
Yeah, we can definitely increase the oomph on Elias's rifle, or on Percy's rifle, you mean?
Percy's, yeah.
Yeah, we could definitely do that.
All you can do on the revolver's fire rate, and it's doing its job.
All right. So yeah, we can give that. Do you want to give that the piercing? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, I can use 15 of my 20 parts for that.
Technically, Gray, there are bow upgrades. if you were interested, I don't know how we could justify it fictionally, but
Yeah, the player has not seen that section in the rules yet because none of my characters have had access to any of that, so I haven't looked them over yet. So I think for now we'll pass on Gray, and maybe the next crafting table, if there is one, I will have had a chance to look, and we'll have other stuff to do. Maybe we'll be higher levels too.
All right, so we could probably upgrade. We'll upgrade Percy's rifle to hit harder, and we could probably do the same to Elias's, right?
Yeah.
We got the gun parts to spare, so might as well give you guys a little bit of armor piercing if we run into thicker boys out there.
Mhm.
Do we want to just hold on to the rest then?
So for a rainy day, looks like they're gonna get rainier sooner than later.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind bumping the power on one of these rifles too. Maybe changing out the barrel to get a larger caliber if we get lucky enough to find something like that.
Oh yeah. Are you tools level 4 yet?
I'm tools 3. On our next one, I'll pick up 4.
Yeah. Maybe we can save the parts for that, because between the two of you, just getting armor piercing, that'd be 30. So we'd still have 40 gun parts to spare. So
Yeah, that's good to hold on to, and we know where this table is now too.
true. We can always come back here if need be, but I don't think we should be hanging around in this Rikers Island prison complex any longer than we need to.
That's
Yeah.
fair. That's fair.
All right. So you've made your way to the workbench since you've made some mod. Do you still have any of those gun parts left?
In the end, we just used 30, so we still have 40 gun parts altogether.
Oh, that's significant. Okay. Yeah. So, so you could do some more upgrades now, or unless you wanted to save for something in the future. Any thoughts on that?
It did take us a while to find one of these.
We could, if I was gonna say if Jazz started playing smarter, but he's not gonna. I mean, for those 40 pieces, we could upgrade one of these to armor piercing 2, if we wanted to just go full power.
I'm not against it.
That's the if we do want to spread the love, what's the next upgrade for the shotgun? Is that a rate of fire or ammo capacity?
Shotgun has fire rate and clip capacity are the potential upgrades.
We could
Technically, we could actually do both. We could double barrel it if you wanted, and then also,
it's hard to say no to a double barrel attitude adjuster.
yeah,
That's
and then also increase the clip rate or the fire rate. I mean,
how are we doing ammo wise for it though? I feel like
It's-
those are a bit rare.
I think it's off. I got 5 yells according to my. Let's see. Yes. Yeah, I think it's got five shells for it. But now that's also that'll be a question for the GM if I'm able to save up and like if I'm able to keep the shells, we get gunpowder and like load it with pennies and or load it with pennies or quarters to the like wastelander buck. But yeah, that's getting is it I don't want to hog up all of the crafting materials, but I think it's Percy's rifle, Elias's rifle, and then
I mean, Elias and Percy are doing most of the combat. Adam has claimed the role of bait, and Gray always takes the role of how do we get away quietly. So take all the parts you need to make those guns even better.
Yeah, I was
fine
gonna say, ooh, if Adam was playing smarter, he'd hang long range with Gray, and we could give my rifle a scope. But I'm not good at shooting guns, so like that's not what I should be doing. We should just be making our capable people more capable.
No, I think that's the exact point to make actually, because granted, I have 20 rifle rounds now, and I could be sitting on it a lot more, because typically I'm on the revolver.
what's the what I've up
Does a bow take a scope? Is that one of the upgrades?
We can work on that string, maybe get the rebound a bit better, so you could maybe get a second arrow out, or we could also increase the tension, get you a little more range.
Range hasn't really been a worry so far.
Yeah, you already
And
get the
actually, we
medium.
can't do
Yeah.
range yet.
Oh, we can't.
But we
Oh,
can get.
I need 4.
Yeah, we can help you fire more arrows.
Okay. Not a bad idea.
Yes, I will.
Cold Spider wants us to have a Last of Us jump jet.
And that's
Oh,
making
God.
the poor man's flechette with homemade shotgun reloads. But yeah, if there's no objections, I'll at least take the rate of fire increase. So I'll take it as a double barrel for right now.
On the shotgun?
Well,
Yeah.
we need to do the clip because the clip's only 1 to start.
Oh yeah. So yeah, then never mind. We'll turn it from a pipe shotgun into an actual pump action.
Yeah, get you 2 shots before you have to spend a reload.
So do that and give Gray 2 shots, increase rate of fire to 1. Is that the 2 we're gonna do?
Yeah, let's do it. We got the
Yep.
parts. Let's use them.
All right, that brings us down to 5 parts, but that's awesome because now everybody's got a little bit of an upgrade. Kept Jazz busy, not thinking too much.
Yes. Someone needs
And
to
you
lose himself
used-
in their work. Oh no.
You
Guess what we need
used,
you to do?
You used both of my alcohol and all the rags. I'm just trying to keep.
I
my
did,
sheet
yeah.
updated.
Yep, yeah, I used all the alcohol and rags for the 2 first aid kits and 1 Molotov.
Do a quick inventory check, everyone, because I just took a look. I have a 9mm pistol marked unchecked that I think we picked up and never took a look at. So let's make sure we've cleared our bags.
Okay, that's where I'm sitting. I just posted it in our chat. That's where I'm sitting after erasing the rags and the alcohol. So if anything was used in that list that I wasn't familiar with, that I didn't realize got used, let me know. I'll take it off. If there's anything that you can do something with, take it and we'll do something with it. Particle mask stays with me. I need that.
Yeah, nope, that's a good list. We didn't use any of those, so
Okay.
you're good with all that.
Okay. Anything else to cover before leaving the room?
The thing is, the more we sit around, the more we'll be inclined to faff about.
Okay.
Real life's gonna catch up. Yeah, and then exactly. And then as it's kind of like morning comes and you're groggy for a minute, and then we remember why we're here. And we're all here for very different reasons, but that's about to hit, and we need to go from busy work to bloody work.
Busy work to the Lord's work.
Man.
There he is. Elias is back. All right. Yeah, exactly. Ninja on the roof. We've got the Doom shotgun now.
So
Throw a meat hook on it.
So I'll hold on to one of the first aid kits. Who wants the other one? And then who wants the Molotov?
Who can make the
Gray
most?
Gray usually manages to not get too injured and might be able to apply the first aid kit to someone in need. If they're self-applying first aid kits, then anybody can take it. Doesn't matter to me.
I've just got the med one, so I think especially with how quick and stealthy Gray is, he'd be a fantastic candidate for Hacksaw Ridge.
Oh, or maybe not. That's if it takes a check. I only have a base 5, so probably not Gray, come to think of it.
Yeah,
Let's
my
see.
medicine skill is
The arm's
good,
cut
so
here. I'll put the patch here. No! Gray is not the brightest tool in the shed.
Why don't we just have you keep both of them then, and we toss the Molotov to Gray, since he's usually our distance guy who can get it off safely.
sounds great.
Yeah, mechanics.
Okay. Yeah, very productive. So this does take some time to do. It's quite a bit of modification. It's some work that needs to be. We'll say it takes a couple hours overall. As long as that's fair, and if anybody knows better than I do about how long it takes to turn a shotgun into a pump action.
Rule of cool.
Rule of cool. It does it in like 20 minutes. Just kidding. No, it takes a few hours to be able to get it all done. But he's very skilled, so he makes it look easy. And at this point, you found that there's nothing left really to do in this room with the workbench. Big question that remains.
Onward and upward, right?
I think I need to find my maps again, because that window I had closed, I think. Nope, not that tab.
Yeah, I just opened the map too. I'm trying to remember where we were at.
Nope, not that window.
Worst part about taking a rest is things could have changed without us knowing.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope I didn't just close my maps. I hope they're still here somewhere. I'm a
They're in the
very
chat.
visual player.
I'll send links in 1 second.
Thank you.
They're in the chat if you need them.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, not in the chat for everybody on Twitch. It's something I wouldn't be able to do at this point in time. But if you're interested in looking at the map that we've been currently using, it is the Overlook Penitentiary, Toluca County, from a Silent Hill game. So that's the current map that we're working on. It has been changed a little bit, but if anybody is interested, you can look that up. Some of the other maps here are more custom, and I wouldn't be able to tell you that, but this first map is one that you can find. So, yeah. Okay. So you do have some options, that even though the bottom of the stairs were destroyed, you can still make the effort to go up the stairs from the bloater room to make it to the next level up, if that is of interest. However, there were also exits from the building on this level as well. So it's really up to you where you think you'll find what you're looking
for.
Yeah, so far we've kind of been methodically searching everywhere because we don't have any kind of idea as to where our target is. We have to rescue somebody's daughter and kill somebody else, and then go back and kill somebody who thinks they're their father, something like that. And but so we've closed off everywhere we could get to on this level from this side. But that's still there's still a lot of this building even, let alone all the other buildings.
Yeah, and we've tried to look. We've come across a few guard rooms and been able to look at least a couple, um, like security camera stations, but that didn't really give us much as far as the bigger complex. So, um, either getting high, like if we go upstairs and we can get a view from like a catwalk overlooking something or something like that. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
what's the word I'm looking for?
I mean,
If
It's not
we
parapet, but
if we play it safe from one of the guard towers and actually monitor the island to try to, it's daytime now, right? We might be able to see something because we were doing a lot of stuff at night before.
yeah, we want to try going up the stairs, the ruined stairs. We could probably boost one another up.
Yeah.
And try and go up that way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone's fit enough to do so.
I've looked worse, believe it or not.
I believe it. Sorry. Come, go ahead.
With the rest as well, I should say JoJo's looking much happier.
Yeah, he's just making sure that you're like grabbing him by his paws and giving him the rotation to make sure that he's hasn't gone lame from any hit. He's gonna go and like listen to his breathing, make sure there's no like spore inhalation. Check his eyes and shit. But like very methodical and extremely paranoid dog dad.
And I could see all this going on while the guns were being worked on too, if you weren't taking part in that. That is. Yeah. But JoJo's looking pretty energetic, and so that's a bit of a sigh of relief. And
Never do that again.
So you leave the workbench room and you head down this through this other sort of lengthy room to another, then around the visitor security section, down a hallway, and into the room with dead bloater in it. The stairs are still hanging just as you had seen them before. They look a little precarious, but you feel confident in their strength to be able to carry the four of you. 5. So, as a test to be able to try and climb up, it'll take a strength athletics roll. It can be supported by another individual. So you could both roll first person leads, anybody else that's joining to help, and roll 1d20 to help. Just the same as we do with any group. So the person that's climbing up will be leading. Anyone that's helping is adding an assist die, essentially.
I can throw in an assist. No one objects.
Can I make the suggestion that Gray tries to go first using agility instead of strength, instead of pulling himself kind of trying to jump?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you could also
Athletics
get a boost,
agility.
too.
That because then I've got a 13 instead of an 8.
Well, and that makes sense. If you're agile, then that makes
Doing
sense.
like the Uncharted like boot cup and trying to hoist them up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
One success.
One success. Okay. One success is good. It gets you up.
And there's a strength athletics for my assist, right?
Yes.
All right. I rolled a 2, and my rank is 2, and it's a tag, so that's 2 successes.
Okay, so it's 3 in total. So make sure you add the extra 2 action points if needed.
Yeah, shit. Where are we on those? We were slingshotting all over the place with those goddamn things. I think we're at 5 now?
Oh, really? I was
We did
burning
use a
those
few of
boys.
them. Yeah. We could start low. We'll see if we can regain them.
We're gonna get them back. We always do.
Guys,
The cocky player says before their demise.
yeah, I'm fine with this zeroing
Yeah,
out. It was
careful.
either-
I'm not good at rolling strength athletics, guys. So Jazz could mess up stairs.
Yeah.
Well, Percy is fortunately going to be last up, so he can use his agility to get up, but he'll give you a little support to get yourself pushed up.
All right.
I'll help roll. It's not a great roll, but it's a roll.
All right. Yeah. Adam needs all the help he can get.
Yeah,
I got you one.
I got you two.
I got a success, but I also rolled a natural 20 with one of mine. Is there a complication on stairs? Oh no, there probably is. I shouldn't even have. Oh no.
Okay.
You accidentally pulled Gray down instead of him pulling you up.
Yeah, or I like broke off the bottom stair.
Get the balance out from the crit success from Percy.
Well, I do like the suggestion of breaking off the bottom stair, which makes it so that any following attempt requires 2 successes rather than 1.
Sorry, guys.
I can make that happen. Don't worry.
Yeah, so you are able to get up next to Gray, though that bottom stair did come off. Yeah, it was already bent down. The concrete had already cracked through, and it was just a little bit of rebar that was holding it, and then just crumbled under the weight. Yeah. All right, who's coming up next?
All right. Jojo, then Elias.
Yep. Seems to pass up the boy.
I
Yeah.
got you, buddy.
Jojo
Now
does
You wanna-
like
roll.
arms are stilted out like
Jojo can get up easy. We'll say just pass Jojo up, no problem.
That's,
Yeah, Percy hits triangle, gets the boot up ready for you.
I'm gonna go ahead and use one of the -2s to take that 9 to an 8 and say I did manage to assist.
And I got you a success.
all right, and that is 1 success and 1 failure for me. So I guess just 1 failure. Or one. It's been a while.
What-
1 success. Fuck. Okay, there we go.
But not a complication. Not a
Not a
complication.
complication.
Not a
no,
competition. Okay. So with this broken step, 2 successes are required to be able to get up. Did Gray get a success on that one? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
so-
I used one of the -2s to bring the 9 down to an 8, which is a success.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. Then you're able to get Elias up, and now
he kind of scrambles a bit. He's like, motherfucker! God damn!
now it's up to Percy. Right. 3 up, 4 including Jojo, and then Percy, last one.
All right. So is this agility for me? I guess just flat agility.
You can do agility athletics.
I'll take it. I won't say no. Oh. And we have a crit.
Success,
Good
right?
too.
It's
Crit
success.
success. Yes.
This kid is.
I will
this kid
never
is
be.
incredible.
I will be very upset when I get a 20. Do not worry.
This kid is incredible. Jazz is up there just looking down. Adam's just looking down at this kid. He's like, man, youth is wasted on the young.
All right. So, Percy doesn't need too much help. Just gets up, is able to kind of swing in almost a parkour looking move, pulling himself up to that step, and it's a little impressive. No word of a lie, made it look super smooth and easy. So there you are.
Yeah, all right. Show off. Punk ass.
It helps when you don't get your ass blasted by a bloater.
Helps when you wake up and your knees don't make noises like ah.
Maybe you should have been born in the apocalypse then, jackass.
Maybe I should have. God, don't rub it in.
Woo!
All right, let's get off of these before they fall, and we got to do this again.
All right, climbing up the stairs, you find yourself entering into a cell block. It is painted on the wall which cell block it is. However, graffiti covers so that you can't quite tell exactly where. But you do see a long hallway extending in front of you with a short kind of a short bend off to the left, about 10 feet ahead. And it looks like it's something that would go off to maybe like a janitor's closet or something like that. You can see that is a room up ahead that looks like a throughway that goes to the main cell block. But this long hallway ahead of you is just lined with doors left and right.
Yeah, how are we doing on light now that it's early morning or day? Like, is there natural light flowing through this place? Is there generated lights and we're only seeing because of those?
You have a mix of both. So you do have natural light coming in through the windows. It is a gray day, but it is it's still bright enough. You have the generator is still running outside, as you can see. So, or as you can tell, rather, as the lights are on. And now at this point in time, you also pick up a bit of sound coming from the speaker system, but it's very quiet. It's a little bit hard to make out, but you can make a perception survival if you wanted to try and pick up and some details.
All of us, or just one of us taking lead on this?
Anyone can roll individually.
Unfortunately, I rolled 2 failures.
Two failures, 1 success for VB, and 1 success for Riley.
No successes for me either.
Okay.
My ears are still ringing.
At
Is
first,
there a complication range, or is it just a 20?
it's just a 20 on this.
Okay. Because I did roll one of my dice was high, but
Your ears explode from trying to hear too hard.
but the other one was
This turns into a Delta Green game where it's like you hear the whispers under the wavelengths.
I keep forgetting to use fucking dog meat, but with King Senses, with that one reduction, saved my bacon and made it the exact number I needed for just one meager success.
Okay. So 1 success is a little bit light, but you do get a little bit of something. At first, it just sounds like static, like it was left on, like the microphone was left on. And then you hear a little bit of whistling. So then you hear it sounds extremely distant, but a scream. And a girl shouting, "I will kill you, you son of a bitch." And the whistling continues, and then it returns to static.
I don't like the scream, but I do like the fire in the in the anger.
Yeah, and what I got from that is if it's faint over the microphone, over the speakers, it's going to be really hard to hear it walking the corridors. But we're looking for that. It's probably not here.
Yeah, but if even the electronics to do the PA are on here, that means that there's other electronics on. So if we see any kind of room that might have any kind of security system whatsoever, let me give it a shot when we see it.
So important to remember that there are cameras. It might be good to use those touch-ups we used on that bow to start taking them out.
Yeah, not a bad idea.
And
Quieter the better.
that doesn't work. I would love nothing more than for us to find some lone little man or woman and maybe break a kneecap or two so we can speed this up. I'm tired of being in this prison.
One lone filler.
Yeah, so just to recap the hallway here, there's a turn to the left about 10 feet away. We got doors on either side, and then that goes through into the main cell block area.
So yeah, there is a door on the right-hand side that you can see through bars and glass. It looks like it goes through the main cell block.
I don't like what happened last time. We actually went out into the cell block areas. Maybe we should stick to the offices.
Maybe try a window. Let's see if we can see if there's a hub of activity.
Yeah.
Bright
Discretion
enough
is
now.
at times the finer part of valor.
Okay, so you are sneaking up to a window to be able to kind of get a peek into the cell block. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Maybe Gray. Maybe Gray does that if it's just gonna be one of us, or if we're all gonna do it, that's fine too.
Whoever would do the best on a perception survival, I think, should be good.
Yes.
Perception survival is only 11. Or no, is it? No, yeah, it's 11, but it is a tag skill, which means 4 or less is a double.
I got a 5 on survival with tag. And 6 perception, so I guess I'll take it if Gray wants
Yep.
to support.
Yep.
Right, you're gonna need 2 successes.
Gray.
I did not manage to support you in your sneaking.
Unfortunately, this is just for peeking, and I only have 1 success.
Yeah. Peeking, yes. Yeah, 11. I'd have to burn too many -2s to get that down.
Okay. Right, so looking through the window, you think you may have seen a shadow, but you're not entirely certain. And it's a little disconcerting, but at the same time, you don't know if it's a trick of the light.
So I do have focus out to long range.
Which you could use in this situation.
So yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. So this would be effectively long range, going through this, because you're basically looking through a room into the cell block, through glass, through bars. Oh, Raven's
We
making
just
it
got
rain.
a bunch of -2s from
3,
Raven.
4, 5.
Oh,
We now have 10. Nice.
Yes, you've got all the -2s.
Every single one in existence.
Thank you, Raven. That's amazing. So you're flush. You're pretty good. I won't tell you how to use them. That's all up to you. Yeah, that's where it stands. Using your focus ability, you tough because this uses your senses very keenly. So only something that's making sound would trigger it. I think you would pick up a little bit of scuffing, and that's the bulk of what you're getting. Yeah, that's where I'll leave it.
Yeah, I think you did see something moving because I hear something in there. But it's trying to be quiet, whatever it is. My guess is something infected, not a person.
well, let's not go in there then, because last time was not a fun time. Why don't we check these doors, if anything.
Okay, so you're focusing on the doors in this hallway. Okay.
At least, yeah. At least until we let something get a little further down and.
Sure, absolutely. So there are a number of doors in this hallway. For the sake of brevity, I can let you know that most of them are locked, but there are a couple that do open up as you try the door. So there is one right by the staircase that you had come up on the right-hand side, and it's a sizable room, and it looks like it has a pile of bodies. Very old. It looks like inmates that had been taken out by some means, one way or around the time of the infection. They are, as I said, very old bodies, very decomposed, pretty well just skeletal at this point, with some dry gray skin left, occasional place. A quick cursory look, and you see that there doesn't seem to be much on them other than jumpsuits and whatever outfits they had been.
The locked doors, were they mechanical locks or electronic locks?
A
'Cause
mechanical
I do have
locks.
lockpick as a tag skill.
Mechanical locks, so you could try picking them.
Should I give it a shot?
Go for it.
I'll take a -2.
Okay. I also have that as a tag skill, so I will give you an assist.
Cool.
Boom! That's a 1.
I got 2 successes, so
Nice.
that's 4 total with the crit. Or does that count if you assist? Does that still count as 2?
You can crit on assist, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
That lock never stood a chance.
No.
Yeah, that lock just slides right open, smooth, silent. And the door doesn't creak or anything as well. Good there. This room's a little bit smaller than the last. It looks like it's an office. And seeing this room, you imagine that most of these rooms in this hallway are probably also offices. So you get in there. There's a desk right in front of you with a desk chair, no bodies, it's like been in here for a long time. It's covered in dust. Filing cabinet on the side. Anybody that would like to do some searching or scavenging, feel free to do so. It'll be perception survival.
See if we can find some better schematics, maybe some notes about where the head place is.
It's schematic. Anything that's just a
Yeah,
gives us greater situational awareness would be
yeah.
godsend.
An office might have another map that we can use, and or
Yeah.
where the main office is, because I don't think it's going to have any clues about Conrad, but I think it's going to at least help us maybe figure out where the old boss would have been, and we'll see.
I see
I'm going to
Percy's
use
got
one of the
2.
-1s or -2s for a -1 for 1 success.
So Percy's got 2, Adam's got 1.
No successes from me.
Gray has 2 as well.
Ray has 2. Nothing for Elias at this time.
Nope.
We'll do it the way we have been doing it, where the number of successes equals the number of dice you roll against the charts that we have. So roll for Percy and Gray, roll 1d20 and 1/6. And Adam, roll 1d20.
Percy has a 3 on the D6 and a 16 on the D20.
Okay, so on the D6 you find a razor blade, a blade that can be used for crafting. And what was the 16?
16, yes.
Yeah, next to the filing cabinet is a machete. It looks like handmade out of a bedpost or something. Confiscated.
I guess I'll confiscate it.
A shiv
And I
jetty.
can make a nail bomb with that razor blade if we want.
I mean, you can be our resource man. By all means, take it.
All
It's
right.
a scrap accountant.
Yeah.
And
You
Greg
can
got
make that as an action right now if you.
While in the office, yeah, that's good. That's a good idea.
Gray got a 7 on the D20 and a 1 on the D6.
Okay, oddly enough, you found a handmade bow. You already have one. You found one in here, and it's got a decent amount of tension on it, but you can tell that it's very basic. It doesn't have any fancy upgrades or anything on it. And what did you roll in the D6?
Oh, 1.
A 1. So you find some alcohol and a bottle of scotch in a drawer of the desk.
Don't
I
waste
know
it.
I
The
know
old
we can use
warden.
this stuff. I really want to drink it.
That's liquid gold, boy.
I'll just tuck it away in the pack and
We don't use that for a Molotov or a first aid kit unless we really need to. That's going in the savings.
Yeah, 18 years old.
Right, so the warden was the warden from The Mummy. Glenn Levitt, 16 years, a stinky fellow, but he had good taste.
And
Yeah.
I rolled a 2 for my D20.
2 for your D20. So you find 1D10 9mm ammo.
All right, and we have a 9mm somewhere, right? Didn't Percy just say he had
We
one?
have a couple.
I got one bullet, gang.
Right, you found one. Yeah, you imagine there were more in this ammo box, but somebody had reloaded, most likely, as a result of what was going down when the apocalypse hit. So, there you are. This office appears to be clear at this point. You don't find anything else. Elias is picking around, but just doesn't seem to find anything of interest. Just old files and things, and paper clips, and nothing.
Yeah,
Fun.
I probably use those. In the nail bomb. I'm like, ooh, Elias, paperclip? Yes, please. I'm MacGyver.
Yeah, it's there's like, oh, what? You found scotch? Bullshit! Finds a can and kicks it. God damn son of a bitch.
Did you apply your JoJo bonus on that?
Yeah, they were in like, it was a 13 and a 17. The bonus wouldn't have helped me anyway.
Okay, all right. Just wanted to make sure. All right, so this room's clear. What else do you want to do in this hallway? Let's check the other offices, I guess.
Yes,
I mean, it doesn't hurt, right?
and it's The Last of Us is still using a Fallout game engine. Take everything.
Yes.
I mean, in The Last of Us, it's easier. I press triangle a ton of times, and Joel does his little dance, and I pick up all the things I need without having to look for them.
Yeah.
All right, so do I roll lockpick again?
Yep. Roll lockpick again. Difficulty 1.
I got it with a tag success.
Nice.
Okay, excellent. So you make it into the office. It's about the same size as the last one. The layout is opposite of the last one. So the filing cabinet's on the other wall. The desk is on the opposite side. And this one has a window with blades. With blinds shuttered. That would face out into cell block. So feel free to roll perception survivals again just to see what you find and if you find anything.
Changing dice. Those ones started doing me dirty. All right, here we go.
I got 2 successes that time,
2 successes.
and we'll be very careful about that. That window.
Okay.
Eventually.
Roll 1d4 and 1d6. 1 success for VB. Okay. Success, right.
I'm gonna. No, I'm not gonna spend luck point to reroll. It's another watch for me.
During the search, I would like to spend a luck point to discover a piece of information that might help the objective.
Excellent. Well done. Good use
Look
of
at
luck.
you with the mechanical knowledge of the system.
Yeah, paying attention to the rules. It's awesome. Awesome. Okay. So, all right. So we can apply that as a separate thing to what you find. So, Riley and VB, I want you both to roll a d6. For Elias Carpenter. Oh, what did you get?
That was a. Actually, no, that is one. The 14 and a 3, so that's be 2 successes. There we go.
2 successes? Okay.
Mhm.
Do a d6 and a d4.
3 and
Okay, so that's a
4. 3 and a
5,
4.
Riley?
5, yes.
Okay, so you find rags. It's effectively a handkerchief that you find in the top drawer. Has the slight lingering scent of perfume from long, long ago. And
It is bald and thrown at Jazz immediately.
all right.
Yeah, I was just gonna say any scavengeables. I guess just toss at me. I'll do that.
I'm a gremlin.
6 on my d6.
You got a 6 on yours. You find some sugar, a little sugar tin that would be used for somebody that's a tea drinker.
I bet that goes really well with the scotch.
Put a sugar cube on your gums, take a swig of the scotch, let it all just happen.
Yeah.
And then suck on a lime for just because.
Daz, you can have the sugar too. I've still got the scotch.
Hey.
Jazz gets really excited about you handing him a white powder for a second. Then he's like, "No, oh no."
All right. What did you roll, Adam?
I got a 1 on my d4 and a 4 on my d6.
Okay, so on your d4 you found 5 gun parts. And you found some explosive. 6. Hey, Elias Carpenter. You rolled as well.
I got a 3 on the d6 and a 4 on the d4.
Okay, 3 on the d6 is blade. So a razor, another.
It's like Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, make
Plus
sure to
1.
throw that as hard as you can at Jazz.
And 15 gun parts. That's 1-5, not 5-0.
Yeah, 15.
500 gun parts.
1 billion.
1 billion.
It's like it's
All of a sudden, my backpack looks like the biggest, just like a turtle.
yes, like it is
Sneaking
an
through.
entire like palette of just like bulk carrier groups. It's like, what am I gonna do with these? They're all the same part. Anyway, cool, sweet.
Yeah, and rooting around in the drawers there, Percy finds what looks like a password that's been written down on a post-it.
Hey guys,
It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's amazing.
The same combination of my luggage.
I'm glad we all get this reference.
was someone practicing their counting? What is this?
Yeah, there is a computer on the desk. It is not powered on. this time, but there is electricity running to the room, so
Oh, my time has come.
You just insert another film reference for Freaky going, it's his time.
Do you guys want to? I mean, given the safety of this office, I don't want to recommend splitting the party. But if I take a few minutes in here, somebody on the door, the other two, you know what I mean? Like, it's up to you guys how you want to do it. But if you want, I can try and boot this up.
Yeah, go ahead, boot it up. Is there like, it's like tables, desks, and shit? Because just make a fucking like barricade and just plant up in front of the door so anyone else
Get the
comes
filing
through.
cabinet over. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was a window
Yeah, Gray and I could take a
looking
look
out
at
into
that
the
in
cell
the
block,
meantime.
but
I think Gray will attempt to keep an eye out the window carefully through the shutters. To where, like, if somebody's looking at the window, they hopefully won't notice that one of the blinds is cracked.
all right, give me a stealth and then give me a perception survival. Stealth difficulty 1, perception survival difficulty 2.
whatever is out there is perceptive. Oh no, I don't like that reaction.
Remember, you've got a million minus 2s.
He just rolled a 20. You're muted, vampire.
We have 8 minus 2s left, and they will not bring an 18 down to a successful sneak.
Okay.
But we're gonna, so if somebody's out there, they might notice the blinds being shaken and.
I mean, there's so many people in this complex, though. Surely a random blind in an office don't mean much.
Hopefully.
Yeah, it depends on what they roll on their perception, if there's anyone to perceive anything.
Yeah. The survival. That is 2 successes.
Okay, excellent. So, looking out, you finally see what you had heard before. And they're on. So, this cell block is divided into 2 sets of hallways, 2 pairs of hallways, one pair to the right, one pair to the left. And then in between is an open space that's basically just like an opening down to the ground level below. So you see along the I'm totally blanking on the word right now, sorry, but on the right hand side, you see in one of the hallways there's 3 individuals sneaking along the edge of this pit, for lack of a better word, in between the 2 tiles. On the left hand side, you see another group of individuals already hunkered down, not necessarily sneaking but hiding, and it looks like they're getting ready to make an ambush on those on the other side.
Acting and a show.
Yeah, get the popcorn.
Yeah. It's this like rock solid stale.
And nobody notices the shaking of the blinds.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So is either of the 2 groups recognizable as either Conrad's crew, Conrad, I can't remember the daughter's name.
We don't know it.
Oh, okay.
And that is killing Adam. He's like, I don't even know her name.
Oh no, I'm sorry, not Conrad. Any of Samuel's guys, or the daughter, or We've killed pretty much everybody we've come across, so I'm not expecting to notice. I won't know for sure if it's one of the other, if they're both other groups that Conrad sent out, hoping maybe I might recognize somebody from that meeting, but not expecting it.
You do notice that the group on the left that's waiting to make an ambush, they do appear to have a similar garb to the individual that you killed with the bloater.
Okay. So like the fire.
Are they recognizable? Are they recognizable as Fireflies or Fedra or anything like that?
No, not specifically.
I was gonna say I'm on the computer, so I shouldn't even ask. I'm sorry.
Right. but to answer the question, no. They don't appear to be members of those factions, but they do share similar markers and that to the individual down by.
And the other group is just
Hodgepodge, just
hodgepodge.
yeah. It looks like just like you don't see any
shuffling I heard earlier, not the whistling and screaming.
Yeah,
Not what we heard on the speaker, but what I heard with the focus. Okay.
Yes, that's what I intended. Yeah.
Okay.
Not the whistling and the screaming. Okay.
Yeah, I'll just watch that go down. I'm not going to worry about them then.
Sure.
It's like, oh no. Anyway.
So Adam, you get up to the login prompt on the computer and you enter in the password. You're able to get in. The background image on the screen is a man and his kids smiling at a park. The computer does seem to be booting up very slowly. It's had some time to collect dust, so to speak. It looks like
update
Percy,
1 of 38.
Is that Windows Vista?
It's like, why is it called Windows to screen? This Percy.
It's a window. It's made of glass, dumbass.
All right.
Action.
The turn of the millennium, the best that they could offer. Yeah. Okay. So, Adam, so you get in there, and you start rooting around, and you open up Outlook, and you see an email from the warden, and you can see that part of the signature of this email from the warden is the building location designation of where the warden's office is.
Excellent. Cool. So I can kind of figure out how to route us to that location relatively easily from where we are.
Yes, so you guys, I believe, already have some sense of the layout of the island itself. I know that VB was looking at a map for Rikers before. I don't recall if you'd found that map or not, or if it was just, if it was like online.
Yeah, it's just an online correctional institution complex at Rikers Island. I just did a search for the island layout, I think.
Okay, we'll say you guys find the physical map here in its office as well. Okay, so that you do have that map that you found online. It is now in your hands. However, it's a little bit out of date. There's some newer buildings on the island, and this map that you're looking at now, it looks like it was kept as a historical item rather than something to be used to use,
or like commemorating like an upgraded or expanded wing or some shit.
Yeah, something from like a while ago. Maybe they found it in records and they're like, oh, this is cool, let's put it up in the office.
Sentimentality.
Yeah,
fantastic.
Someone that loved their job.
Rikers
Island. Out of prison. Oh god.
Yeah. All right. So gunfire breaks out on the other side of the window. Gray, you can see that the ambush goes off successfully. And just as the guys that were sneaking peek up over, one guy gets headshot, falls down to the ground. The other two start exchanging gunfire. The three individuals on the left versus the two remaining individuals on the right. And it's mopped up within a matter of minutes. It doesn't take very long. The three individuals on the left seem to have been fully successful, taking out those on the right without very much trouble.
Gray will relate the combat to us. These guys are good, and they set up ambushes. We need to watch our step every step of the way. I'm assuming it's a rival team. They kind of matched the guy that was down there with the bloater. Maybe Conrad's guys. I don't think so, but maybe not Conrad. Samuel. Probably Conrad's guys, not Samuel's.
And you,
I'm gonna keep getting this. The player is gonna keep getting those two names confused for some reason.
You're
Yeah.
That's all right.
that uniform, matching uniforms kind of look, or
Not uniforms, but yeah, they belong together.
oh, family that slays together stays together, I suppose.
Yeah.
And
Right.
you notice one of them takes out a walkie-talkie. And give me a perception survival difficulty 3. So you
Is
may
this
need
for
to.
all of us or just for Gray?
I will definitely be using 2 of the -2s.
Okay.
Use an AP too. Get another die if you want.
You could do it as a group roll if you choose as well.
Percy will at least have been over by the window at this point, since
Yeah.
one's on the computer, one's watching the door.
Um,
Percy is kind of free to help out.
Sure.
Do we have enough AP that I could burn 3 of them for 2 more dice?
Are you serious?
Oh,
I
Yes,
got you two.
Oh, okay. With the 2, I can get one of these dice down to a success. Okay, we got 3.
Goodness.
All right. With that 3, you're able to make out between you what is being said. Partially through reading the lips as much as you can, but also picking up some of the words drifting. And it goes something like, "Bravo team has taken out another group. Continuing on, we'll report back if anything else is found."
That pretty much seals the deal that those are Samuel's men.
I mean, did you see
If
how?
we can get the jump on them,
I mean, did they get beat up just now? Did any of them get hit?
it was a slaughter. They ambushed the other team.
They didn't even get a shot off.
There was some trading of fire, but it was a slaughter.
Well, Percy wants to try to take a closer look at least. Did any of them get injured at all? The survivors, I suppose, of Samuel's men.
You're looking at them. It looks like one of them got hit, but he's wearing a flak jacket.
Fucking bastard.
Not to be selfish on the computer. Is there any way there's like a intranet or like a correctional facility like database accessible on here that I can get any info on, like power to cameras or anything like that? That's up to you.
You see shortcuts on the desktop that look like they would go to those locations. However, the network is down. Everything like just received power again after a very long time. So
Yeah, and they're running generators for whatever they need.
as far
Gotcha.
as you can tell, this could very well be the only computer that's on. Yeah, except for whatever Samuel might be using.
Right, makes sense.
So, sorry.
Well,
Fortunately,
are
Nope, makes sense.
are those folks heading anywhere, or are they kind of staying?
they're hanging out there for a minute. They're kind of whispering to each other, but you can't make out what they're saying.
I mean, what do we have? 1 nail bomb? 2?
I can make a second with what we have now.
I mean, why don't we just do it now? I mean, they heard some gunshots. Maybe another group came by and messed them up. We can open this window so it doesn't break. We can throw the 2 nail bombs, and we can have Elias and I start taking shots. We just got these rifles set to get through those jackets, so
Yeah, I'll make a second nail bomb. I have one in my hands. I can hand one to Gray while you two have your rifles out. We just ambush them. They're not gonna see that coming.
Yep, let's go for it. I'm down.
Yeah, let's go. Let's get crazy.
All right, so who's gonna lead?
Let's see. So we are already hidden. I've got. Let's see. It's agility. It's agility guns, correct?
Yes.
that'll be us. Yeah, I
Who-
suppose the throwers will go first,
Yeah.
and as the nail bombs land, then Elias and I will take our first shots. And I mean, since we're surprising them, we can kind of just choose who goes when, at least to start here.
So I take the time to aim. I guess
Yeah.
my shooting or guns pool is 18 with a tag of 5.
I'll
Or not 18, 13 with a tag of 5. Shit.
Yeah.
I was like, that's a crazy number.
Yeah.
same.
No, sorry. Yeah, that's the yes,
That's
the
really
agility.
good though.
Yeah.
I guess
So yeah.
Percy gets the
And
window open,
honestly, the
whoever wants
bombs-
to search.
Yeah, the bombs will see how well trained they are, because they'll probably scatter, and then that way you guys will be able to like follow one at a time, kind of thing.
Okay. Percy, what did you say there?
Sorry, I didn't mean to talk over anyone. I'll get the window opened up so we can, as carefully as we can get the blinds up, since I'm sure they're busy with themselves. So we can quickly, Elias and I get perched up with aiming while the other 2 get ready to throw.
Okay. You're opening up the blinds. And critical failure. So they on their side. Sorry, not yours.
Didn't even roll.
So-
What?
they don't see you opening the blinds. There's just enough glare coming through the windows on their side that it hits the glass, and they don't notice.
I guess open the window so we don't break glass, so we can hide again once it's over.
Okay.
All right, we chucking them, Gray.
So you're making your way around through that room that connects the hallway to the main cell block, right? Then you're going to throw from that doorway.
As long as that range isn't like crazy, I think that's fine.
Well, once you're in the cell block area, technically it would be a medium range throw. Yeah.
Which is what throwing is.
Yes. So you should be fine.
Okay. I guess the minors, the movement, and the majors, the throwing. There's no. I'll spend 1 AP for another minor to get an aim, because that's going to make it easier for the attack.
If you guys don't mind, I'll take one as well.
Do it, yeah. The better those bombs go off, the easier the rest of this is.
2 successes.
That's the 1 AP for each of you to get that the extra minor action.
Yeah.
Right. So 2.
I did only get 1 success with the nail bomb, but
I didn't need to use mine for the aim.
I luckily did. I did need to use mine.
But I called it, so it gets used.
So, you successfully land that bomb exactly where you need to go. Good rolls there. And these 3 individuals, it clinks in front, and they dive in 3 different directions, but that's not going to save them. They are still within range of the explosion. Roll damage.
This is 9d6.
Yes.
Exactly why we did this. It
It's
is, even with the half failure from the 1, it's still like 14d6 total.
yeah. They're not super common, but they are super effective.
2 and 1. 2 and 1. 2 and 1. 2 and 1. 2, 3 and 2. 3 damage and 3 effects, which is also 3 damage, but I don't know what the effect is on a nail bomb.
Okay, so a total of 6 damage. It doesn't.
I rolled. Sorry, finish that.
So it doesn't have an effect other than blast. Like as far as like special.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not like anything that's flammable. It's not going to last as long. So as far as I recall, it's not going to do anything extra for the effects, but 6 damage is still pretty good to do to all 3 individuals.
Doesn't 5 or more make a critical injury as well?
Absolutely. So let's see where it hits on all 3 of them. That'll be critical injuries for all 3.
Left arm.
Mm-hmm.
Right leg. Head.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
coming in with the TBI right out of the gate.
I like these nail bombs.
Yeah, let's keep finding those. Unfortunately, I did just use, like, we have no more of either of the supplies we need for them, but if we find them, it's going to be built. Don't worry.
Yep.
All right, so for the arm, anything held is dropped. The arm is considered broken and unusable. No actions that depend on that arm can be performed. The leg, immediately fall prone. Can't take the sprint action. Any movement becomes a major action. And head, character cannot take normal actions during their next turns. They can spend AP to perform actions, however. Any action that requires vision has an increased difficulty of 2. Yeah. So you've devastated these 3 individuals right out the gate. Well done.
And mine goes off and gets half damage. Is that right?
So you're throwing one off too?
Yeah, I threw one off as well and got 1 success.
1 success? Okay.
Yeah. Is that enough, or I don't know?
Let me just...
4 nail bombs, it is a base difficulty of 2. Since you rolled the 1, you'll roll half the dice. But I guess what is our ruling on half of 9? It will go 4 or 5.
I would say roll the 9 damage and then half the damage.
Yeah, all right. So I actually already did roll my 9d6, and I rolled kind of bonkers.
Okay.
I rolled 4 2s, which is 2 damage each, and then I rolled a 5, which is a ninth. But we can have that to 4, so they don't get double the criticals. But that's still just another 4 damage.
Yeah, so that's a total of 10 damage that they've taken. Let's see, and that is enough to kill all 3.
Yeah, if I can Pipe bomb will do that.
Yeah.
Post it up in the window. Percy and Elias are like, all right, wait for it. And then it's just like, just shards of razor blades everywhere. And it's like,
Elias, they're not moving.
just a hand just like smacks the window. So it's like, I think they're dead.
Damn.
And I think that means we have a walkie-talkie.
I think it means we don't have a walkie-talkie if they're dead. We'll have to. Oh God, we got to go search them. But the bomb might bring more people, which means we might get to shoot more people.
keep those guns up, boys.
Yeah, you two stay ready.
All right, be on Overwatch.
And signs. Stay there. We're going in.
Yeah, that might be a really that's probably a good idea. Is following up that. I think Adam's like scratches his head and it's just like, well, that was effective. Kind of gross.
This is like, yeah, that really that worked.
All right. So you move up to the bodies, I'm assuming, right? Okay.
At least Gray does. And
Yeah.
signals for the two in the window to hold.
Okay, so Gray moves up to the bodies. The walkie-talkie looks undamaged, and it is laying in one guy's hand, just slack hanging off his fingers, as a very familiar voice comes across. Bravo. 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 Ah,
Yeah,
shit.
Gray's gonna pick it up.
Who is this?
Bravo team. We're on our way.
And it gets quiet.
Yeah, I figured.
I so badly wanted you to, after bravo, 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 I'd be like, thank you. I will take a standing ovation as well.
I could have said you're next, but you know.
Yeah, and it was Samuel's voice, just to.
All right,
Yeah.
you know what?
Okay.
If it just goes silent, yeah, Gray will absolutely say, "And you're next," before unclicking the receiver.
Excellent. And that is a perfect place to end this session. Well done, everybody. I know time just flew right by. It's been a range of emotions across this whole session today, through the RP at the beginning where you had me a little choked up, to be honest, to now with the confrontation looming. We'll see what happens next time when we come back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much to players. Thank you to the audience. Thank you everybody that's involved. Thank you to Rob for making sure that we get to do this every other Monday, and being cool with us having that little break there as we took care of family stuff and other things as well. But we're back, and super excited to be back at it. That concludes episode 8. We'll see what happens the next time. Now that you have a location for the warden's office, and you have a possible means of communication with the very villain that you seek. All right.
So it might go up from here.
Yes, it can only go up from here. And with that, I think we'll be signing off. Thanks again, everybody. I'm really excited to see where this all goes. Right. That's so long.
Thank you.